Hello, hello. I think I should be streaming. Need to get up a little chat window. And I think we should be ready. Revenge of the Horde. Okay, get that set up. And there. Ready to go ahead. Where should I set that? Okay, that'll do. That's working. And it looks like we're all live and everything's working ahead. So, well, maybe first thing I should maybe do is, there was no stream on Saturday, just because I was a little bit dead. The store I work at, opened up our Christmas stock on Saturday, and our store makes a big deal out of, the first day of Christmas stock being out on shelves, and we had a lot of customers, which is not good for my social anxiety. I kind of got home from work and just didn't do anything for pretty much the rest of the day. Well, I was worried as well I wouldn't make this stream because the internet at this house seems to be a little bit cursed. There's not... Twice since I've started streaming, our landline has been severed completely, and then on Monday a tree fell over and knocked down the line again. At least this time it was fixed fairly quickly because it was not just the line directly to our house, but the line for the whole area. Well, a lot of complaints means problem solved quicker. But yeah, last time we left Sorin, a few things happened. There was the Grand Melee. Sorin had a little bit of a duel against Raban. The main thing was, it wasn't easy, but we got the peace conference between Vidofnir and Sremerk, which went bad fast when Nidhogg decided to show up. And, well, looks like there's not really going to be any easy way to end this war. See what Alphino thinks the next steps are. When I said I wished to speak with you after the conference, I confess I envisaged rather happier circumstances. If anything, however, this latest tragedy makes the need more pressing. There are things I must say. Not to the Warrior of Light, or even my fellow Scion, but to you, Sorin, my friend. But not here, no. Ah, but of course, the Intercessory in Camp Dragonhead is still open to us. Let us go there. The Intercessory? Oh, of course, the falling snow. At least that's what Orshvan called it. What is it Alphino has to say that requires that kind of privacy? Maybe he's still just trying to keep up appearances. Oh, I guess I would imagine it's not something that simple. So I'm here first. Alphino, that's...
Forgive me. That took longer than expected.
You made it yourself, then?
You seem puzzled. Oh, these. I thought something warming might not go amiss.
Oh, yeah, I just didn't quite expect it from you, and... Oh, you reminded me a little bit of someone there.
It was not all that long ago that we sat here, you and I, in our very own falling snows, as Lord Horshvon called it, I still struggle to believe he is gone. And Azelle too. I had such hopes for her. Master Matoya asked me what it was all for. Why we fight, and why we die. Were I still commander of the Braves, I would doubtless have replied, for the future of Eorzea. But I'm not that man. Not anymore. I needed a new answer. One that I could live with. And when I saw Estinian at the ceremony, I knew at last what it was.
You then?
I do not want to be a man who sacrifices his friends and family for a cause. I want to fight for Estinian, and I want to save him. When Nidhogg leads the Horde into battle, Ser Emmerich and his forces will do what they believe must be done. That is their choice to make. Yet even if Ser Emmerich is willing to forsake Estinian, I am not. We must fight for him, for he is our friend and ally. We may struggle, we may fail, but we must try.
I'm with you on that, Alpha. Not gonna sit by and watch anyone else fall. Not again. We'll find a way. Whatever it takes.
We will. I know we will.
I guess then, where to start? Dragon possession isn't exactly something I'm familiar with. Excuse me? Thank you, Sorin. It is unfair of me to unburden myself in this manner, time after time, but I'm glad that you permit me nonetheless. You are my true friend and ally. Though not all our fellow Scions will support our stance on Estinian, I have faith that we will win them over in due course. Such is the infectious power of hope. Alright, that is quite enough solemn introspection for one day. I think we would both benefit from some time in the company of Tataru. She stays for us at Fort Thomas Manor. Now, let's not keep her waiting any longer. I guess maybe a little bit of... not thinking too heavily about things might help. Fort Holmes Manor. Oh. Waiting outside for us. Katara? Well, Alphino certainly seems to be in better spirits. Do we have you to thank for this? Possibly? I think Alphino did most of it himself, though. Yet again we walk an all too familiar path. I am reminded of when we first came to this manor. Lost and uncertain, we were granted succor in our hour of need. We were saved, and now it is our turn to return the favour. Hear, hear! Let no one say that the Scions do not repay their debts. After all, what kind of people would we be if we forsook our friends? If we stopped looking for Ida and Papalymo? Or if we gave up hope of bringing Minfilia back? Excuse me? Though she knew it would cost her dearly, Minfilia reached out to us to deliver a message. She believed it was imperative that we understand the true nature of this star, of the rift between Zodiark and Hydaelyn, and of the Ascian's aspirations. But for all that has been revealed, I cannot shake the suspicion that there is much we have yet to learn. Yeah, I definitely feel like we're missing something. Or I am, anyway. In any event, I think at time we step back from the fray and carefully consider our next course of action. It will not be easy to turn this tragedy to triumph, But we will find a way. We will. We will. We will. The question is just... how? Oop, cutscene. Yep.
Of all the ways for it to end. Even before his transformation, I could feel the wyrm's hatred swirling about Estinian. The terrible, all-consuming rage. Enough to fuel a 1000-year quest for vengeance. It was all I could do not to run away screaming. But Ishgardians, nay, all Eorzeans, are made of sterner stuff. They face danger and death on a daily basis, and understand what it takes to win a war.
Think not too deeply on Master Matoya's words. Her intent was but to steal our resolve. That, and to remind us to look beyond these passing conflicts to trials greater still. To the truth which hides at the heart of this world.
So that's your aim, is it?
You disapprove?
Not at all. I believe it's traditional for the student to follow in the footsteps of the master. And you are so very alike.
Warrior of Darkness. Back again.
Change. That great inexorable wave was upon us, and soon all of Ishgard would bend to its will. For all our sins, for all our scars, the future for which we had long yearned was at last within our grasp. But it would be bought at a heavy price. For in those twilight hours did Nidhogg cry out for vengeance, and his brethren raise their voices for the final chorus of the Dragonsong War.
Years of change. I probably could have gone ahead and finished those patches last stream. Actually, oh, Shanita, that's all I ask. Don't be so eager to place your faith in them. Not until we know more. And that's all we get from them. Okay, I think I needed all to sleep on Friday night. I could take. Suspense? Oh, Mooney. Still hyping yourself up about your bird? What's it? Spartacus Rex, was it called? What's his name? Oh, Master Sherwood, it's well that you are here. You're wanted within. I believe Master Alphino wishes a word with you. Oh. Sorry, sir, can I get in? What's happening with Alphino? Ah, Sorin, there you are. Have you a moment? There's something I would fain discuss. Of course. What is it? I must ask you to recall the events which unfolded at the peace conference, though I dare say you would sooner forget them. Spartacus Rex. I know. It feels like such a... like, hype name for a... What is the type of bird? They're not songbirds, are they? Like, you'd imagine it more as like a bird of prey or something. My mind returns again and again to the moment when Nidhogg appeared before the crowd in the guise of Estinian. It was a sight to chill the soul, but one which gave me reason to hope that our friend might not be beyond salvation. When you described his fateful transformation as Azizla, I feared him lost forever. But the mere fact that some semblance of his former self endures must surely count for something. Alas, I have no evidence to support this impression. Thus did I turn to your stall and Kryl for more empirical appraisal, and full glad am I that I did, for it would seem that they have some observations of their own to share. The ladies have saved us a table at the Forgotten Night. Shall we go? Of course, if it's the lead on saving Estinian. Oh, yeah. Oh, is it similar to the thing I always find with dogs? That the smaller the dog is, the louder the bigger it acts. I tend to find larger dogs tend to be the big softies, and it's always the little tiny ones that are the little gremlins. Excellent. Let's not keep our honoured colleagues waiting. These are hopefully... promising first steps. Imagine given our luck that whatever solution we have won't be an easy one. I've been watching jumping spider videos again and getting tempted again to when I move to try and get a couple of those. You like spiders? The name does this establishment a disservice. Remarkably few of its patrons seem inclined to drink their way to oblivion. And you begin to see why the tower chose to work here. Miss Crow?
We have kept you waiting over long, I fear.
Not to worry, Alphino. We had some rather fine mulled wine to keep us company. Truth be told, you could have delayed your arrival a few moments more.
Gibrion got the spicing just right this time. His latest batch is not only delicious and warming, but soothing to the humours.
Indeed. But 'twas not to soothe our humours that we gathered here.
Ah, no, quite right. The matter of that poor dragoon.
You have discovered something. A means to save him?
Let us not jump to conclusions, shall we? Assess the facts presented, then make an educated analysis, as you were taught.
Pray, cast your mind back to the moment of Estinian's transformation. Do you recall how you described it to us?
That was a while ago now, I'm not...
You spoke of the sudden pangs which racked his body when you took up both of Nidhogg's eyes. and of how his form was twisted thereafter into a shadowy semblance of the great wyrm.
I might have described it like that. Does seem similar to what I remember.
Nest, the worm's eyes were fused to his mail.
Would that only his armor had been corrupted. Snaking forth from the eyes, I descried dark tendrils which entangled his very being. His ether has been all but smothered.
Then he is lost to us forever?
What did I just say about jumping to conclusions? Y'shtola clearly stated all but smothered. As I later discovered, her impression matched my own. Though Nidhogg's presence filled my mind's eye, beneath his seething aura, I sensed the merest hint of something else.
Then, Estiniens still there?
To Y'shtola's observations, I became more certain of my suspicion that the something else I'd sensed was, in fact, the trace of a different will, submerged in the sea of Nidhogg's rage.
You mean?
Yes, 'tis like that Estinian spirit yet lingers.
So,
Can we not wrest him from Nidhogg's grasp then? Tear the eyes from the armor?
We know not if that would serve to separate Wyrm's soul from man's. None have ever attempted such a feat.
well, there's a lot of things that...
Should it offer even the faintest hope of success, then by the gods, I shall be the first to try.
We do have a bit of a record of doing the impossible.
Alphino. By all means, hold fast to your hope, but be mindful of the dangers. Even should you succeed in excising the eyes from the Dragoon's mail, we have no way of knowing if your friend's soul would survive so violent a separation. And that is to say nothing of the possibility that his would-be savior might become Nidhogg's next host.
But what other choice remains to us? Should the opportunity present itself, I will tear those foul orbs from Estinien's armor and trust in the resilience of his soul, even at the risk of mine own.
Alphino, want to save Estinian, but just as much I'm not willing to lose you.
I found you at last.
Onawa? Is everything okay?
A messenger of the Temple Knights came to the manor some few hours past. The Lord Commander humbly requests the company of the Warrior of Light and Master Alphino.
Sir Emmerich would speak with us. Very well, thank you, Onawa.
What do you think's happened this time?
'Twould seem duty calls. Pray see to yours, and we shall return to ours.
Thank you, Y'shtola, Kryl. Your words have given me hope where there was none. Come then, Sir Emmerich awaits.
Right. Miss Crow?
Alphino is allowing his feelings for this Dragoon to cloud his thoughts. I worry he may do something rash. Keep an eye on him, would you?
Don't worry, Miss Krell. I'm not going to sit by and lose another scion.
They think more of their friends' deliverance than their foes' defeat. But will history commend their fealty or condemn their folly?
The conference held at Falcon's Nest was to be a celebration of the reconciliation twixt man and dragon. But the lingering shade of Nidhogg, clad in the flesh of the Azure Dragoon, did mark the occasion by spilling the blood of his own kind. A timely atrocity to remind the children of Ishgard that the Dragonsong War was far from over. And when fear gave way to fury, the call to arms rang out anew. Death to Nidhogg! Death to Nidhogg!
At least I've forgotten it isn't far from the congregation. Alphino, are you ready? What news has Sorin to share with us, I wonder? I don't think you know. I'm curious to see what it looks like. Alphino? Is it dyeable? Oh, it is dyeable. Okay, I might look at making a glam plant off stream at some point. Might Sorin perchance have received word of a Dravanian advance? Or mayhap they have located us. That is to say, mayhap Nidhogg has been found. Come, I wonder what. I would hear what the Lord Commander has to say. Right. Well, generally when Sorin calls on us, it's not because things are going well. Sir?
My friends, I thank you for coming.
You have had news of Nidhogg?
Alas not. Our scouts range far and wide, but they have as yet found no trace of the Great Wyrm.
We dispatched an elite unit of dragoons to reconnoiter the churning mists, but even they returned empty-handed.
So he hasn't returned to the area?
A pity.
Fear not, Alphino. We shall see the Wyrm again soon enough. His words at Falcon's Nest attest to that. Indeed, he is like to come sooner than we would wish.
I assume Ishgard's defenses are being bolstered as we speak?
With all haste. I mean to call upon every able-bodied warrior at our disposal, from the Knights of the Four Houses to the men and women of the Watch. But I did not summon you to discuss strategy.
Then...
What then would you have of us, my lord?
I will speak plain. Now that Nidhogg is possessed of both of his eyes, no mortal force we can muster will repel him. That being the case, we must needs recruit an ally of equal strength.
Like...
You speak of Hraesvelgr?
I do. To whom else could we turn?
I don't quite know, but Hraesvelgr, even if he seemed okay to let his children go follow peace, it was more they can do what was in their own hearts. He himself didn't seem particularly fond of getting involved.
That he is Nidhogg's equal I do not deny, nor can I name another. But convincing the reclusive creature to do battle with his own brood brother will be... how shall I put this?
Difficult?
It will be no small undertaking, yes. Estinians' report was most particular about Hraesvelgr's unwillingness to involve himself in the affairs of men.
Well, I'm wondering if I don't have work. I don't have work tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day off. I think I might be able to push forward to the end of this patch.
But much has changed since your visit to Somal. And if there is even a chance that the dragon may be swayed, I must plead our case. Whatever price the dragon asks of me, I shall pay it. Such was my oath, to defend the people of Ishgard. Come what may, my friends, the battle with Nidhogg will mark the end of my tenure as the acting head of church and state. Will you help me discharge this final duty?
I'll certainly do whatever I can, sir.
We will, my lord. Though I fear our involvement offers no guarantee of success. Come then. We will depart at your leisure.
I do love the leitmotifs in Heavensward.
Thank you. Both of you. The city is yours, First Commander.
I still have you to thank, Mooney, for letting me know what the word to describe those like common music threads is.
My lord, we shall pray for your swift return.
So, back to Zenith, I guess. I think I've still got that horn the Mughals gave me. Maybe there is a chance he might listen to us. It wasn't quite the same situation, but he flew his L as us laugh. For her sake or for ours, I don't know, but I somehow doubt that Trace Velgar will be pleased to see us, but for Estinians' sake, and that of countless others, I suppose we must risk his displeasure. It grieves me to impose upon you in this manner, but you of all people understand the threat we now face. It is no imposition, Sir Imric. To Sorin and I, Ishgard is as a second home. After the many battles we have fought and the bonds we have forged, the plight of your nation has become our own. If there's aught we can do to aid in its salvation, then pray impose all you must. He's right, sir. Whatever we can do. You are true friends. Shall we be about our task, then? We have no way of knowing when Nidhogg's shade will strike, but we must assume that time is not our ally. Indeed. With that in mind, I have taken the liberty of dispatching a messenger to inform Mistress Tataru that you will be escorting me to Somal. I confess I did not provide the exact details of our destination, as they are as yet unknown to me. We will summon Race Velgar to Zenith into churning mists. Ere we begin our ascent, however, I think it best to pay a visit to Annex Shrine. You seek an advantage in the coming negotiations. I do. I would consult with Vidofnir. I propose this in part out of concern for her condition. Were she to succumb to her wounds, it could have grave consequences for our alliance. That apart, she may be able to provide insight into her sire's current state of mind. Well reasoned. To the Dravanian Forelands, then. Well, it's not just the Dragonsong motif is, of course, probably the best one. But it's also the... I don't know what one the song is like. It's considered originally from, but the one you get it's in Imagination and Revenge Twofold. Where am I going? Alex Shrine. I don't think there's... I don't think any of... I don't think I can really say any of the Final Fantasy expansions don't have good music. But Heavensward is definitely... I still remember the year I started playing Final Fantasy. I got my Spotify Wrapped and my most played song of the year was Heavensward. Hello, Vidofnir. Ma'am. How are you feeling? Ah, 'tis the warrior of warriors and his companions. What bringeth you to mine abode? Pray forgive us for disturbing your recuperation, Vidofnir. I hope your wound does not pain you overmuch. Didst thou imagine me close to death? The thrust was deep, but not mortal. I will heal in time. Full glad I am to hear it. You are the guest of honor at our conference, and we failed in our duty of protection. On behalf of Ishgard, I apologize unreservedly. I am a dragon, full-grown, and thou fought to protect me, mortal. I was tempered by the fires of battle ere thy great-grandsire learned to crawl. Thy words do remind me of a knight whom I called friend some 1,000 years past. He swore to defend me from harm and hardship. Would that we could return to that era of peace, when man and dragon knew such comradeship. Would that our every effort to do so were not undone by ancient rancour. For a truth, there can be no peace while Nidhogg's shade yet lingereth. That much is plain, yet we lacked strength to banish him. Thus we make for Somal, to beseech the aid of your sire once more. Folly. Thou knowst as well as I how he will answer. Racevelger's heart remains unchanged then. A pity. But if it is folly to hope, I am content to die a fool. As have ever been the way with thy kind. Go then, but be warned. The Shade's presence hath driven its minions to frenzy. Thank you, Vidofnir. We shall disturb your rest no longer. Yeah, sorry, I just suddenly got the image in my head of the Monty Python, just tis but a scratch. One day I will remember to actually use the food in Final Fantasy. And not just stockpile it for a rainy day. I've still got so much food with Joseph, my main. And I'm now level... Every class is at least level 86, moving on to level 87. And I still haven't used any. Lucia's report described Annex Shrine in detail, but her words failed to convey the overwhelming strangeness of standing here in Demesne of Dragons. Though I expected no better answer from Vidofnir, I take little pleasure from having proven right. It would seem that our presence at Zenith will be every bit as unwelcome as I had anticipated. But what is the ire of one great worm to a trio of self-confessed fools such as ourselves? Let us begin our ascent. After you, Master Alphino. Scout ahead if you wish, Sorin. We shall join you outside Mogholm. Right. Now, hopefully, regardless, Racevelger won't be too angry. Yeah. Wouldn't want to mess with a wounded dragon. A wounded dragon is still a dragon. Been a while since I've been here. The Lord Commander seems lost for words, nor can I blame him. I recall being similarly awestruck when I first beheld this vista. Sir Emmerich? I had heard tales of the world above the clouds, but never did I dream. One's mind paints a pale picture of its majesty. Few live to see such wonders. I am reminded of my first visit to this peak, when Estinian and Izel yet walked at our side. Oh. Whoop. Is that you, Sorin? Hello. If it isn't Mog... Don't tell me you've forgotten my name, Kupo! After all we've been through together! But at least you remember me! You do remember me, don't you, Sorin? Moglin... Of course I do, Morgan. Right? Phew! You seemed a bit hesitant for a moment there. I'm sure you were just fondly recalling the time when we camped near Zenith, right, Kupo? But putting our shared history to one side, what brings you and your friends to Mogham, Kupo? Seek to talk to Hraesvelgr again. Ah, another audience of old Hraesvelgr. Well, I hope you've brought the horn, Kupo. With the winds as gentle as they are, a good loud toot should reach the Great Worm's ears easily enough. That is good to hear, Morkan. Thank you. We had best press on to Zenith, while the winds are in our favour. No time like the present. Never know when Ishgard might come under attack. Oh. You move. Now that was unexpected, Kupo. Chieftain Moglin will want to hear Chieftain Moglin will want to hear about this. You Moogles all look the same. Hello. What? Just... I can understand stargazing too. I remember when I first went through, I kind of completely blanked on the names and called them Moglin. It's the only reason why I remembered that Moglin isn't the right answer. Because I remember Moglin being now is the chief. I think. Zenith. You guys get here with no problem? Please sound the horn, Sorin. Take that as a yes. We must win here, Hraesvelgr, to our cause. Paul and this, and Ishgard's fate is all but sealed. Right, no pressure. Here he comes. Hello, sir.
Great Hraesvelgr, 'tis not lightly that we beg this audience. Pray hearken to our words, for they concern the future of man and dragon both.
Maybe it's best to leave this to the diplomats here.
Greetings, Hraesvelgr. I am Emeric de Burrell, acting ruler of the nation of Ishgard. I am come before you to parley on behalf of my people.
There's no keeping secrets or beating around the bush with.
Foresaw mine intent.
One of the great dragons.
Lis Nidhogg Kasmun Ikini. Lis Nuan Jas an Esin. Salen Monanesh. Undain. Stapol Iani Nidhogg. Shines Iso. Alnofa Is. Set Osk, kom I Nidhogg Kinan, Nosk Degan En.
Wait, no, say it.
We understand that in your despair at man's betrayal, you seek only the refuge of solitude. But despite your protestations of spent faith, do you not still nurture the smallest flame of hope?
You know what you're saying, Alphino?
I do. If you claim I see falsely, then tell me, why did you consent to bear Rizel upon your back?
Kaisiain, Holes, Eskdir Valsu, Neskan in Eskbar. An, Snalha, Us Esnesh, Ikin en Eran.
So you do distinguish between those who acknowledge and repent their sins and those who perpetuate them. Interesting.
Alphino, maybe careful with your
It seems to
tone.
me that you have not, in fact, lost faith in mankind as a whole. Rather, you weigh our respective merits by how we allow the past to influence our future.
Snusk Letlai, Nalosk Asisa, Egmon Kin Unaen.
Should we suffer ties of blood to bind our hands, then? Nay, if the crime is one of unconscionable evil, we must needs condemn it, even should the transgressor be our closest kin. When my father corrupted himself and his followers with the power of a primal, I beseeched the Warrior of Light to slay him, an act alike to patricide.
What if it like that?
That he did not die by my hand matters little. If anything, it heaps greater disgrace upon my name. But had my father not fallen, he would have drawn countless thousands into a holy war of hellish proportions, which I hold the greater crime. Thus did I order his execution, sparing the lives of my people and yours. Alas, your brother Wyrm now prepares to murder those whom I sought to spare. What is more, he has taken my comrade's body for his own. But if I must slay my dearest friend to defeat my direst foe, I will not flinch from my duty.
Segmon in Fin, Sesk Antis Ekmon, Kin al-Ud.
Mit Kartsummer.
Sloskna, Dyrgin Iles, Koles na Inish, Draor in.
A little lot. Why would
Nidhogg, Ngarjas, Nosk in an, Slisva Olkas, Kain na.
Please, Reisfelger. Help us save our friend. That's what I'm asking. The proof, sir? Right. I'll do it. That's the price we have to pay for his help. It can't be that difficult, right? What are the Mughals up to? Oh yeah. Well, I wonder what your dad has to say about this. Another day, another trial. Such ordeals must seem almost mundane to you by now. Oh, would that I could say the same. I imagine what Reisfelger's got planned is probably a bit tougher than most the usual fare. I believe I spied a wyvern landing just outside the palace. It is doubtless one of the children of whom Reisfelger spoke. Come, my friends, let us not keep our escort waiting. Right. Let's find out what this trial is. A trial to prove I can best Nidhogg. For the sake of Ishgard, I shall overcome whatever trial is placed before me, and I have no doubt that you will do the same, Sorin. Alphino just has the same state. My broodmates and I will bear you to the place of your trial. Make your preparations. Zorkai. Time to queue in. I assume. Oh yeah. Cool. In 10 minutes. Well, in the while I wait for that to get back. I was in the middle of something for the Maelstrom, wasn't I? Find out how the rescue operation is going. You've saved some lives this day, lad. It's a terrible thing what happened, but you take what solace you can into little victories. Not that any amount of salt will have me forgiven those blasted fishbracks. You expect attacks on the Navy. That's what we signed up for. But sinking a civilian ship with women and children aboard? Sagging of ice water for blood, I tell ye. Blue cup is the one. No. No. Not my little Robin. My condolences, good wife. I know how hard this must... Leviathan scaly arse! Sahagin? Come finish the job, I guess. Sahagin? Here? What? You didn't get your fill of slaughter on the straight? If you want to finish the job you started, then you'd best start with me. What's going... I'm a little lost. Mum! Robin? My darling Robin! Mum! There you are! Oh, my dear Robin, you're safe! Thank you to 12 above. Wait, did the... Sahagin... save him? That seems... uncharacteristic. The lad's alive! What manner of fishback trickery is this? You explain anything? Robin, was it? I'm fine, if a bit wet. I thought I would sink right to the bottom of the sea, but then some nice fishermen came and saved me. They were not like the scary ones that came after our ship, but the stories say that all the fishermen are nasty. Isn't that odd? Might I ask you a favour? I found this necklace at the bottom of the little boat the nice fishermen used to carry me to the shore. I'm certain it must be one of theirs. I'd take it back to them myself, but I don't think my mum would like that. Could you maybe return it for me? The last I saw, they were swimming towards western Lanoska. That must be where they live. I wonder if their house is made of seaweed. I'll certainly try and return it. My precious boy, I had thought him lost to the sea. I shall praise the mercy of the navigator more than he for the rest of my days. Everything okay here, Private Wolfalk? Why would the fishback save the child of their enemy? Makes not a lick of sense. Those heartless bottom feeders are up to something. Something devious. Well, regardless, there's still a life saved from the looks of it. Yes, I'll see if I can find where they're... where these... I don't know if I can call them friendly, but... certainly not our normal fare. Besides, definitely have to be beyond the tide walls. Maybe I'll try here. It's the front door. Hello, sir. What's the meaning of this trespass? I should skewer you where you stand, finless one. I'm not here to intrude or anything. I just... does this belong to anyone here? You carried a necklace of Klutchfire Nov. How is it that you possess this cherished treasure? You come at the behest of a child he saved. Such unusual manners for a shore walker. You may pass. Seek out Klutchfire Nov and be sure to keep your tone respectful. He is the elder of our clan. I'll do my best. I can't say I'm particularly familiar with the Sahagin etiquette. Just, you look like you were actually there at the... hello, sir. Rare it is to see a shore walker in our midst. I am Nov, Clutchfather to this clan of spawnlings. Ah, the finless child bid you return my necklace, did he? Shh. No, I had no special reason for saving the boy. Only that for the Sahagin, as it is for you shore walkers, offspring are considered the most precious of treasures. All that reside here are bound by ties of blood. All are the children of the Clutchfather. Sorry, all the Sahagin here are your children, sir? Only slightly less precious to me than my spawn is the trinket you bring. It was a gift, a commendation for our beloved matriarch. I thank you for returning it to me. We have a saying, the favor of one is repaid by the gratitude of the clutch. I welcome you to our home. Perhaps a modest banquet is in order. I do not know, however, if our spread will agree with your shore walker's stomach. I think I might pass on the food, sir. But I'm just a little curious now. You're more amicable than most of the Sahagin I've encountered. You witnessed the aftermath of the attack in the Strait of Merlfor. Yes, it was indeed perpetrated by the Sahagin. The individuals responsible are called the Coral Tridents. They reside in the Sapsa spawning grounds, and are known among our people as a volatile and fanatical faction. We had hoped to prevent them from ever reaching that vessel, but alas, the current was not in our favour. Foolishness! Their actions only invite further violence through retaliation. And what of Nov and his clutch, you ask? We live apart from the spawning grounds, and pursue a separate agenda. I do not claim to understand the structure of your civilization, but for us Sahagin, each clan of clutchmates is led by a single clutchfather. The Indigo Matriarch, what you might call our queen, bestows each clutch of her eggs upon only the bravest and most seasoned warriors. It is then a clutchfather's duty to raise and instruct his charges in the ways of our people. But for this cycle to continue, the matriarch must have a secure environment in which to bear her offspring. That is why we chose to make this land our home. It is unfortunate, then, that the Sapsa spawning grounds have become the locus of such conflict. If only more shore walkers were like you and spent a moment to understand our situation. Clutchfather, I need your counsel! Psha, what have I taught you, Sue? A Sahagin does not flay and splash about so. He rolls with the waves and rides the currents. Forgive me, Clutchfather, it is Pew, our sick youngest brother. What of him? He has left the nursery without permission. He spoke of talking Shench into the Coral Tridents. His brain is as soft as his spawning scales. And this is a time when I cannot afford to take my eyes off the rest of the clutch. Though our stance towards each other is not yet clear, Shorewalker, I would ask a boon of you. Save my foolish son. Sue here will have more to say on the subject, I am sure. Sure, sir. Don't think anything too bad can come from helping out, right? I suppose if the Ishgardians can make peace with the dragons after 1,000 years of war, then is there hope for Limsa and the Sahagin? You have no scales, and yet the Clutchfather seems to trust you. I shall do the same. As you just heard, my brother Pew has taken it upon himself to educate the Coral Tridents. He is one of our more impetuous spawn brothers, and yet young. He does not realize the peril he puts himself in. Tridents will not listen to Pew's reasoning. They will laugh as they impale him on their spears. Please, bring Pew back safely to the nursery. By now he must be some distance across the land base, closer to North Tidegate. I'll look out for him immediately, sir. Nov's... Now I look at it, Nov's clutch seems to be lighter skinned. Or lighter scaled, I guess. Yes. That looks like who it might be. This concerns you not, Shore Walker. Away with you, finless one. Oh. Right. Just... Fighting in Ishgard has made me a little stronger than I had thought. Rescued by a shore walker. What am I to tell Clutch for Nov? Spawn Brother Sue, bid you come to my aid. Psst, I do not understand these Coral Trident warriors. I scarce opened my maw before they proceeded to beat me bloody. My guess is they might be tempered. The Clutch Father always says that the currents of discussion carry us to enlightenment. It seems the words of a spawnling count for little and less. I simply wanted to put into practice what my clutch mates and I have been taught. Now I surely face a punishment in addition to my beating. Hopefully they'll not be too hard on. Mr. Nov? Welcome back, Shore Walker. You are kind to endanger yourself. Though you owe us no such loyalty, you will be appropriately disciplined for his reckless actions. I guess I'll be going. Now more than ever, the Sagian must act with caution and wisdom. Many of our people reside peacefully within our city in the Indigo Deep. Sorry, Mr. Nov. Important duty calls. Hello there. This is where Ratatoskr lived. Guess we've all got our separate trials. Right, are we ready, everyone? What are these? I guess it's a trial by combat. Murdering. It just occurred to me, a lot of enemies I am aware in Final Fantasy, like, are just reskins of other enemies. But those enchanted fans, are they... I don't remember seeing them in anywhere else, but Sorkai. I wondered, are they like one actually unique? Oh! Deal with the creatures. Onwards we go. Might as well grab the haste. On we go. Guess the trial is to just push on. Is Chief Moglin? What's he doing here? Oh. You're... I hope it's not as much of a problem as the good king himself. Try to remember how this fight works. Oh, that looks like something I should avoid. He's got a lot of allies. Oh, already gone, I see. Oh. Thank you for the trial, I guess? Chief Moglin? Guess we're not done quite yet. Deeper into this. Guess it must be a city. I suppose Ratatoskr died before... Oh, it was Ratatoskr's death that caused the Dragonsong War. This city, wherever she dwelled, would have been back during the time when man and dragon coexisted. Is this an old city from that time? Seems even bigger than Zenith. Out of the way of that. Pushing on, I think. That's big horse. One, two, three. One out. One, two, three, or not. Ow. There we go. Finished. Just keep pressing on. That doesn't look good. Oh, I'm feeling a little too close to that for comfort. Oh, it's gone again. Ow! Here he comes. Just a little further and we've got this. Ow! That stung. Another one. What else does Racefelger have planned? Are those Racefelger's dragons? I guess if they're part of it as well, just try and hold back just enough to not kill them. I suppose I've fought young dragons before and had to avoid hurting them too much. And we press on. Racefelger? Wait, he's not planning on... No, he wouldn't be, right? Oh, out of the way. The others. Whoa! Hello. It's bridge force. Suppose if Racefelger wants us to prove we can fight Nidhogg, the only opponent who might be... Oh no, our tank is a cat. It is. Racefelger himself is the trial. Right. Just a Greek worm. Ow, ow, get away from whatever that is. Where did he go? Right there! Now, right in there in the middle. Have to get a little closer. I've only just now realized. Oh no, Diamond Storm isn't. No, it's Diamond Dust. It's Shiva's attack. Never mind. As we're still kind of neat that there's similar. Ow! Overlap, I guess, between Racefelger and Shiva's attacks. To get closer. And blade. What are those? Ow, ow, ow. That hurts. How are we doing? He doesn't look like we're doing all that well. But he's... Did we not do well enough, or is him leaving an indication we passed? a little unsure. Give me a moment. I need to get a better monitor. He was. So... no pressure. But that means you'll help us? How did you guys get on? You okay, Alphino?
Your trial is ended as well, then?
Indeed.
Mine was brutal beyond reckoning. Vedfolnir seems ill-acquainted with the notion of mock battles.
You were both fighting dragons as well? Oh. Hello. Vidolfnir? Thank you, Hraesvelgr. This is... I think... we actually have a chance against Nidhogg now. Vedfolnir cannot be faulted for effort. He is every Ilm the proud warrior. Or should I say every Yalm. Oh. Back to Ishgard, Alphino? Oh, my poor ribs. Hraesvelgr saw fit to pair me with Vidolfnir, but her ferocity was such that I began to wonder if I hadn't simply imagined her injury. Yet my trial pales into insignificance next to yours. How fared you in your duel with Hraesvelgr? I fought as hard as I could, but in the end I don't think I really made a scratch on him. I take from this that your battle was rather more involved than my own. Vedfolnir seemed largely concerned with how long he could keep me rolling in the dust. Between dodging snapping fangs and slashing claws, I scarce had time to aim a blow. Had he truly meant to harm me, of course, I would not be standing here now. Plainly, his intent was to teach. His onslaught forced me to recall my training, about the speed of the dragon, his balance, his blind shots. It was, in short, a very thorough lesson. Chief Moglin, how are you holding up? Ow. Kupo. Sorin, let me begin by congratulating you on the completion of your trial. For one with a name more befitting a jester, you fight with the savagery of a rabbit demon. You see how my wings are kinked? Even my paw makes. After this drubbing, I fear my loyal subjects will have to bear the load of my personal chores for quite some time, Kupo. Possibly indefinitely. What? When I told you about Sorin's trial, I didn't mean for the rest of us to suffer. That's triple shifts for you, Morkan. Triple? But that's unfair. There's no justice, Kupo. Not at all! Oh, yeah, I had to fight Chief Moglin as well. That happened.
Our negotiations proved rather more strenuous than I had anticipated, but the results seem well worth the effort.
The battle was indeed hard won. Thank you, my friends. I would never have earned Hreysvelga's cooperation had you not seen fit to grant me yours.
You've done a lot for us as well, Sir Imric.
'Twas your stalwart heroism that moved the heart of the Great Wyrm at the last. Any gratitude I can offer is but poor reward for your continued service to Ishgard.
No, don't really need any reward, sir. Like Alphino said, Ishgard's as much our home as anywhere else now. And it was Lord Orshvan's home as well. You've got to do his part as well.
Twould seem our final reckoning with the dread worm is at hand. I only wish we had some inkling as to when he means to strike.
Alphino, you just had to go and say something. Midgardsor?
Heraldeth is coming. Nidhogg's shade hath taken wing.
Now?
Begun. We must away to Ishgard.
Right. No time. No time for rest. Ishgard will not last long against Nidhogg and his horde. We must away. Of course. This is a little more sudden than I was planning, but I guess Nidhogg never was one to give advance notice. There's always going to be something like this. Those don't seem like Hreysvelga's clouds. Or Hreysvelgar? Things seem a little different.
I must return to my city without delay.
Well, I suppose this isn't the first time I've flown to Ishgard on Dragonback. Right. First Midgardsor and now Hreysvelgar. Hey, maybe one day I'll fly on the back of I don't want to say lesser dragon, but I hadn't.
We hold fast until the Lord Commander returns. Ugh. We must hold.
Until seeing this cutscene again, I'd forgotten just how skilled Lucia is. They're just single-handedly holding the line there now. Compared to how well the other knights seem to be faring.
Reinforcements! By the Fury, that one is the size of Nidhogg.
We're not too late, are we?
You are late, Warrior of Light.
Sorry. I'll make up for it now. Nidhogg. It's been a while. I'm here to take back my friend.
Watan and by in. Still walking. Nal u in Knik in, Iskja in wan ihe, Dolun hikin hern esh.
Maybe I don't get involved. Race developer? I guess I leave this to you. I think Nidhogg's made this personal. What? Nidhogg with both his eyes is a completely different beast. I guess I'm not getting back to Ishgard in a hurry. Come on, Hraesvelgr. That's... What have we gotten ourselves involved in? Ads... Nidhogg? Did Hraesvelgr win? Wait. What is that? Hraesvelgr? No. Not even Hraesvelgr could... Wait. Hraesvelgr's eye. Whatever power will help. I'm just here to save my friend. Couldn't care less about your vengeance. And translate. It has been a while since I have seen this trial, excluding when I farmed it a bit for the bird. But that does, I don't think that really counts because you don't really care as much about mechanics when you're going in unsynced at level 80. I kind of don't want to move, just get to listen to Dragonsong. It's not quite as easy to appreciate the music in the middle of the battle. Does look like we're going to be waiting for 10 minutes. There's... oh, I can't remember the name of it. Wyrm. Yeah, Wyrm Front. That makes that the Stone Vigil. That's the Steel Vigil then? Can't see Camp Dragon from here. Do I do something else, or do I just wait for the trial? Disadvantage of having swapped to a DPS class, but I guess that's what you get, the good with the bad, or the bad with the good. That's right, I think we should have that just about finished. Yeah, I think this finishes up this patch. Then after, I know there's a couple more patches after this. I think mostly focusing. I think one focuses on the Warriors of Darkness, because they've only just. They haven't been given too much attention so far. And then I think it's just a setup for Stormblood is the next patch, and then you actually have Stormblood. But after this one, for next streams, I have planned to do... First of all, to take a break from all the serious content. There's both Hildebrand and I want to do the Briardian, the Scholasticate quests. And then we'll also be doing Alexander and the Void Ark before getting back to the MSQ. So that will probably take a few weeks, a couple of weeks, probably into December. Maybe less if I do. Still looking at moving house, and again, if I do move house, I'll hopefully be streaming a bit more. And I think I'd like to try and stream more Final Fantasy. I was debating, like, if I was to get more streaming days, do I stream more Final Fantasy? Or do I use that day to, you know, do 3 games a week? I think 2 kind of is nice enough. If I kind of, like, have a longer game that I do, like, 3 days a week, and then I have my Saturdays for a shorter game, though Celeste has ended up being a bit of a longer game. Not least of all just because I'll have to go back through every level and get these crystal hearts. It find ringing light, heaven's near. 5 minutes left. Do I do something else? Always feels a little awkward though doing other things, because like in the case of I've still got the this quest series, which I started, I think, yeah, I started while I was queued for something, And now it's just sitting there. And Sorin has never gone back to help Gunuvani. Because I don't want to spend too much. You know what, yeah, let's go and finish up these quests we've got going. First of all, we'll get the outro done for that Chinkin. Let's see. Scattering her worth. I think the music was about 90% of the reason that first got me hooked on Final Fantasy XIV. There's just something about songs that are written, like, for fiction. Songs that, like, integrate the lore and stuff. I'm going to pretend this all happens before going to Sorkai, still. Where are we at? Right. Now more than ever, the Sahagin must act with caution and wisdom. Many of our people reside peacefully within our city in the Indigo Deep, but our civilization faces a steady and treacherous decline. We must venture onto land to secure spawning grounds to lay our eggs, and build nurseries to raise our young. It is an essential element of our breeding cycle, an instinct too powerful to ignore. Our traditional spawning grounds were, however, annihilated in the calamity. Thus were we forced to seize this new location, the region the finless ones call Western Lenoskia. It is not surprising that the shore walkers view our sudden aggressive expansion as naught more than an invasion. But this seemingly unprovoked attack on their territory is, in truth, a desperate struggle for survival. Without this land, without a place to rear offspring, the Sahagin race is doomed. We are in no position to wage war against the shore walkers. We must attempt a parley, and learn to exist side by side. The Coral Tridents, as you have no doubt realized, do not comprehend the merits of a diplomatic approach. They seek only to control the weak of mind, those like their brutal serpent reavers, and slaughter all others who oppose them. Do not mistake me as a traitor to my kind. I hold no love for finless ones. I shed no salty tears when the great Leviathan is summoned, and the Lord of the World gathers new drowned shore walkers to his fold. But conflict with your peoples is not the answer to our woes. We must look beyond the present and ensure calmer waters, waters in which the future of our race can thrive. Of course, middle of the cutscene. Didn't know when it would happen. Never mind. Your arrival is a precious gift. I would have you become the first stone in the bridge I hope to build between our peoples, and the rock which blunts the mindless spears of the Coral Tridents. I pray you, lend us your aid. I know I skipped a few lines of dialogue, but can we just get that just confirmed? Okay. Back to the main event. Back to our regular scheduled programming. Final steps of faith. Just have to say hello to my party. Hello there. Hold on, Estinian. I won't have you waiting much longer. Beat a Nidhogg before, and do it again. That looks like a problem. Get him weak enough to... Where did he go? Oh! Ow! Can't fight us alone, can he? Oh, trouble. Ow. Come on. Ow. What? Estinian. Zip line up to make a charge. 2. And back out. Back. Get away from everything. Get Estinian out of here. End this fight. Gotta be hurting. That's a problem. You okay there? I don't have the ability to help with that anymore. Not together. Come on. Just go on. This is the power he used to take down Racevelger. Watch out for those orbs. Do this. Was that enough? Did we? Did we? Estinian! It's now or never. Pretend we're not just walking away from him for a moment. Straight to the cutscene.
Estinian!
Alphino, I think we have our chance.
Is this to be mine end? Nay, I will not allow it. I am of the first brood. I am vengeance incarnate. I am Nidhogg. Thou shalt die by my hand.
Estinian?
This is not your hand, wyrm!
Alphino, I think we have to move.
Wilt obey?
I would ask one last favor of you, Warrior of Light. Finish me, now, while I have the beast subdued!
It's one request I'm not taking, Estinian. Getting this off you. Come on!
You waste your time. Kill me! It is the only way! Ending Nidhogg will be my final duty!
I'm not accepting that.
No!
Not again!
You can't die like this! I won't let you!
Who? Where's fun? Come on! Just a little more! Come on! did it. Estinian? Come on. We're strong enough to get through this. Alphino? Alphino! He made it, didn't he?
The eyes! Cast them into the abyss!
Oh, yeah, right. We need to get rid of these things. Yeah. Well, that's dealt with. Come on, Estinian. Is he okay, Strimric?
He lives. Ah, Estinian, my ill-fated friend.
We did it. We saved him.
Lucia, summon the healers. I want them ready to receive him.
At once, Lord Commander.
Allow me to do this much, at least.
It's over. Graceful, your ring.
You have my gratitude, Hresvelga. Your deeds this day have saved a great many lives.
I still don't think I could have done it without you, Hresvelga. Speaking of that eye, do you need it back, or? His wing certainly doesn't seem to stop him flying. Guess I'm holding on to the eye for a little.
The battle is won. We can do no more for Estinian now than bear him home and wish him well, even as Hresvelga did. The rest we must trust to the hands of the healers and the grace of the gods.
We made it this far, Alphino. I think it's fine to have hope. Through the haze of pain, I swear I sensed... but no. The past is done, and we must look to the future. At long last, Nidhogg is gone, his foul spirit cast out once and for all. I only pray that Estinian survives the ordeal. I'm sure he will, Alphino. Your battle with Nidhogg's shade will beget many an epic ballad, Sorin, and rightly so. It was, without a doubt, one of your more epochal victories. I must admit that I took greater joy in seeing you emerge from the experience unscathed. And not only for your own sake, you not being there to aid me, those infernal eyes would still be fused to Estinian's mail. Yet even with Nidhogg gone, I cannot help but wonder how much of our friend remains. Let us pay a visit to Lucia and beg news of his condition. I can't say I'm not impatient myself to hear. Always getting on. Miss Lucia? Sorin, Master Alphino, my honoured friends. As if winning Race Velgar to our cause were not enough, you took it upon yourselves to rid us of his brood brother. I know not how to thank you. My own contribution was hardly noteworthy. The true saviours of the day were Sorin and Estinian. One triumphed over Nidhogg's shade through strength of arms, and the other through strength of will. And, speaking of Estinian, what news of his recovery? The Azure Dragoon was conveyed to the infirmary, where he now resides under the care of the hospitalier captain. I am told he has yet to regain consciousness. But, as you know, Estinian's mind and body were held hostage for many days. We must be patient and allow the process of healing to begin. In the meantime, you would do well to rest and recover from your own ordeals. But surely... Sir Emmerich is never long from Estinian's bedside, and will send word the moment there are any developments. Now, if I have satisfied your concerns, I believe Lord Edmond and his sons are most eager to celebrate your return. Very well, First Commander. Now come, Sorin. It would seem that we are awaited at Fort Holmes Manor. You send Sir Emmerich and my regards, okay? Guessing he'll probably be between what work he has still to do and keeping an eye on Estinian. He's going to be a bit busy in the near future.
The heroes of the hour return.
We but did our duty, my lord. It was the memories of fallen friends and not our heroism which saw us through at the last.
I gave every ounce of my strength, but mine efforts would have counted for naught had the Warrior of Light not arrived to challenge the Great Wyrm. As a sworn knight of Ishgard, I had hoped to do more for my city.
You... Lord Atruel, you held the line until I got there. If it hadn't been for you and the others, then we wouldn't have had a city left to save.
Well, we cannot all be heroes, dear brother. Let us put away our pride for a moment and revel in the valiant deeds of our comrade. For your sterling service to Ishgard, we salute you. And while we're on the subject of valiant deeds, I believe I myself have earned some small measure of recognition. Under my watchful command, the ballistas of the Outer Ward struck down a veritable swarm of Dravanian invaders.
My lord's command was certainly watchful. He bravely watched as the siege crews took aim, and continued to watch as countless wyverns met their end. Indeed, the ward's defenders proved so well drilled that my lord had little occasion to stop watching.
I guess Lord Amanlin hasn't changed too much.
There will be time enough to determine who is most deserving of recognition later. Our friends are doubtless weary from their exertions. I had chambers prepared in expectation of your return. You are welcome to retire at your leisure.
I am most grateful for your hospitality, my lord, but I believe I shall pay a visit to the Temple Knight's Infirmary. Pray excuse me.
No.
Our Master Alphino has grown. The plight of his stricken brother in arms pains him more than his own hurts. In which respect he has come to resemble you, warrior of light. Go then, visit the Azure Dragoon, and grant him what comfort you may.
Thank you, sir. Guess there's no just sitting around and waiting for news for us. If anyone's going to get first word about Sir Emmerich. Sorin, my friend, what can I do for the savior of Ishgard? You seek Master Alphino? Ah, he came to relieve me of my vigil a short while ago. When he begged to sit at Estinien's side, I could not well refuse him. Though he would sooner faint than admit it, the boy must be exhausted by Hraesvelgur's trial and all that followed. Estinien is blessed to have such devoted comrades. Oh, hello again, Mooney. You missed Nidhogg. Unfortunately. My own friendship with Estinien began some 10 years past, shortly after we joined the Temple Knights. I learned his name soon enough, but Estinien barely registered my existence. I was less a fellow recruit and more a shadow which occasionally darkened his path. And so I might have remained, had fate not seen fit to intervene. While out on patrol, our company was set upon by a dragon, and we were the only two to survive. The experience forged a bond between us, as such life-threatening situations are wont to do. Despite our friendship, he remained an intense and solitary youth, wholly obsessed with claiming vengeance against Nidhogg. Revenge was ever at the forefront of his mind. Revenge for the death of his parents, and revenge for his younger brother. I would venture that in Alphino, he sees something of his lost sibling. And in the ungentle chidings of Estinien, Alphino has found the elder brother he never had. Truth be told, Estinien's tactless observations have saved me from disaster more than once, and I can well understand Alphino's affection for him. He is a friend for whom I would gladly... that's a lot of noise. Lord Commander, your presence is required in the infirmary. Is something wrong? Is he... Tell him I am on my way. Estinien's all right. Right? Where... Oh. Quickly, Sorin, we must go to him. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. I like my cutscenes. Estinien?
Estinien!
No. He's not. Not now. Wait, no. He's... Alpha...
Cease your mewling, boy. It grates my ears.
Forgive me. When I saw you awaken, I could not... It was such a relief. We feared you might never wake up.
Now, Estinien. If Master Alphino thought any less of you, you would still be Nidhogg's plaything. Or dead.
Or just the delivery of that, or
I
dead.
It was but a jest. I thank you, Alphino. And you too, Warrior of Light. Quite how you managed to persuade Hraesvelgr to aid in his brood brother's downfall I cannot imagine. But full glad am I that you did. Yet again, you have achieved the impossible.
I can't claim too much credit. Mostly it was, you could say Hraesvelgr's dad had a bit of a chat with him. Just glad to see you're okay. Well, alive at least.
I, for my part, owe you an apology. When last we met, I did willingly loose an arrow at your heart. Can you forgive me?
There is naught to forgive, Hameric. You but acted in defense of Ishgard as is your duty. Were you any less single-minded about it, I would not follow you into battle, nor trust you at my back. Besides, I had come to the selfsame conclusion, that I would have to perish for Nidhogg to be stopped. So let us dispense with the hand-wringing. I have heard enough mewling for one day.
Oh!
Might be a while before you live that one down, Alfred.
The tendrils of Nidhogg's foul presence bound up every fiber of my being, usurping my senses, but I yet retained some trace of awareness. The worm's mind was as a vast and tumultuous sea. Endlessly its black waters churned, his grief and despair at Ratatoska's murder never calming, never receding. Driven by this surging current came wave upon wave of unrelenting rancor. It was the very image of my own heart. There I saw the dark reflection of the hatred I felt after Nidhogg slew my family, when no path remained save vengeance against dragonkind. Neither one of us had a choice. But I was blessed with something Nidhogg was not. Comrades and teachers to console and admonish me. Had I not had them to gainsay my obsession, it would surely have consumed me as Nidhogg's did him, and we would have been in all respects alike. Though his shade is banished, his spirit scattered upon the sea of clouds, I feel no joy at his passing. Where once I craved vengeance, I now crave rest. Lord Commander, my hunt is at an end. I would lay down the mantle of Azure Dragoon.
My friend.
He has tired himself with too many words. I doubt not that he will make a full recovery, but he must be allowed some few days of quiet.
He's alive, and maybe not well, but he'll get well. It's more than we should have been hoping for.
I too must see my path to its end. Sleep well, my friend.
Following the battle with Nidhogg on the Steps of Faith, Sir Emeric called an assembly that he might make his final proclamation as acting head of state. 'Twas there, with one decree, that the 1,000-year rule of the archbishops was ended, paving the way for a new republic. The governance of Ishgard would now be placed in the hands of high and lowborn alike, their ranks represented by the newly founded House of Lords and House of Commons. Church was separated from state. The foundation for change had been carefully laid, and the reforms proposed by Ishgard's new government passed into law without incident. His duty done, Emeric de Burrell gladly stepped down from the Archbishop's dais, only to be raised unto the highest seat in the House of Lords.
I still love that, the finally gets to retire. It's fairly young to be retiring, but still, after everything.
Refuse this honor, the unexpectedly strident voice of the Count de Durandare left him little choice but to accept.
Just immediately get promoted back to
And so it was that the
effectively
winds of
ruling
gentle revolution
Ishgard.
came to stir.
Excuse me?
Prominent among the many honoured guests at Sir Emeric's investiture were the ambassadors of Dragonkind, a fitting symbol of Ishgard's newfound peace. The people looked on in awe as he soared through the heavens on Dragonback. And by their cheers did they hail him an azure dragoon for a new age. Thus were the notes of the Dragonsong rewritten, the din of war giving way to a rising litany of peace and hope.
That cutscene? I'm wondering, is it the one that just before the trial, or the one just after the trial? Those are the ones coming to my head, at least. Oh yeah, of course. They're both good cutscenes. Count Edmond just sitting back with his newly written memoirs, knowing he can retire and still make a tidy fortune off of his book sales. What, you don't think Heavensward would be a bestseller across Eorzea? Doesn't it show up in the alternate timeline in Shadowbringers even? It still exists then? I was gazing out on the sea of clouds, in an all too rare moment of idleness, when I chanced to behold a certain hero wending his way towards the city on Dragonback. Welcome home, Sorin. Everything okay, sir? Nay, it was no grave matter that moved me to greet you in person. Between you and me, I merely sought respite from the pressures of office. No sooner do I surrender my role as a temporary head of state than I am burdened with a position of a more permanent responsibility. I fancy that it echoes in some small measure the way you must feel when your improbable feats of heroism are rewarded with still more impossible challenges. I guess so, sir. I don't envy the political side of things. The myth which guided our society for generations lies in tatters. Am I then to be scorned for building upon the system of nobility that I once sought to tear down? What strange jest is this that places me at its pinnacle, an archbishop's bastard at the head of the House of Lords? But these questions are for me to answer. It is not in man's nature to change overnight. This I learned through painful experience, and it was this hard lesson which convinced me to take the path which we now follow. Even as we rebuild the bridge between man and dragon, so must we reimagine Ishgard, one carefully placed stone at a time. We must remember that it is not for us that we lay this groundwork, but for the men and women that our children will become. May their towers rise proudly from the fundament of our legacy. Yeah, that's one thing. You don't see too many people trying to profit from the Warrior of Light, but several of the mammoths and the wind-up toys you can get as minions all seem to be for that purpose. Oh, I think a few of them mention it in the flavor text for them that they're kind of they are made and manufactured and sold as souvenirs, as merchandise. So I can only assume that if it wasn't for the fact with customizable characters would be a bit difficult to, I imagine, to make minions always match you. That there probably would exist warrior... I suppose there is a Warrior of Light minion, but a main character minion. I hear word from Captain Whitecape that Estiniens has vanished from his sick room. His willfulness survives undiminished. Should you ever happen upon our unmannerly friend on your travels, pray assure him that I shall keep Ishgard safe until he deigns to come home. Thank you, Sorin, and please, convey my warmest regards to Master Alphino. Actually, you know what probably the case is? Anyone who wants to... Oh. I'd probably imagine the case is anyone who wants to, you know, get market off the Warrior of Light probably has to deal with Tataru first for the rights. In a whole... Oh, if you want to, you know, make money off of any of the Scions, yeah, I'm gonna need you to pay up some royalties. I think we all know what Tataru's like. Maybe I can get back. Back to the manor and let's see if Count Edmond is still willing to lend me that room. I could use a bit of a lie down. You've saved the day again, Sorin. Not that I ever doubted you would. Alphino, you spoke of Sir Emmerich. I do not envy him his new position. Ishgard has chosen a new road, but one littered with the detritus of 1,000 years of broken faith. Yet, through her people, though her people may stumble from time to time, I know of none better than Sir Emmerich to lead the march of progress. As for us, there remains the small matter of ushering in a new dawn in the shadow of the inscrutable Ascian machinations and the seemingly endless procession of primals, but we too must walk our chosen path, no matter how treacherous the footing. Dragonsong, Orchestran. You may now travel to a selection of distant locales from the Ishgard landing. Does I ever use airship over a freight travel? Oh. Oh, yeah. I still remember seeing this cutscene for the first time and just getting annoyed. Because my immediate thought when Sir Emmerich tells you to throw the eyes off the bridge is, that's a bad idea. Someone will just find them and pick them up. And then what do you know, 2 quests later? They cause so many problems. Thank you, Blanhars. Nay, you need not remain there. We shall rendezvous at the usual place. All is proceeding as expected, then. Aye, there's naught to concern us, aside from one overly curious mouse. This way. Him again. Oh. Bye-bye. I'll be finished up shortly anyway. It is of no moment. They will play their part, and we will play ours. and dusted grey mists give way to azure skies. Man and dragon rise above, voices joined in song. But beneath shrouded boughs, beyond the scope of light, shadow stirs. Lord Horde. And that is where I would say is true end of Heavensward. So again, we'll be back on Friday, and it's a toying cost. I don't know whether I'll do the Scholasticate or the Hildebrand quests first. Maybe do Hildebrand first, and we don't want to walk off there. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'll start the Heavensward Hildebrand quests on Friday, and then should be back for Celeste on Saturday. Work shouldn't tire me out just as much this week. Yeah, then, yeah, as before, I'll be proceeding through kind of the additional Heavensward content before I get to the next set of main story quests. So that will be Hildebrand. Hildebrand, Scholasticate, and then Void Ark, Warring Triad, and Alexander. So 5 little things to do before next MSQ thing. So that'll be a bit more time for doing stuff. But until then, thanks for stopping by and watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next stream. Till then,